Hi guys, James here. Yeah, we've got a bit of an unboxing for you today. It's a bloody big box, which has just arrived from DPD. That took me by surprise as well. I could say it's out of this world. That's a bit of a hint of what it is. Oh my god, it's covered. So I'm having to do it at this awkward angle so you can see. Yikes. Saying that is quite a big box. So we have this one. And this one. And this is what I meant by out of this world. Yep. It's the Space Launch System, Artemis. Big box, I can't get it in study view. So I'm going to pause this and tell you a funny little tale about this. Right. Right, as you can see, I've had to really zoom out with the camera. It was basically tipped off by Moz the other day about the Airfix members had a 20% discount offer. So obviously I dolly ordered that. I thought, oh, I need to make it up to get the free postage. So I ordered that. And to my surprise, when I went to checkout, I got that. So, and then obviously when I put in my discount and whatever else, I got this free, as well as the Beaufort. So you'll see inbox reviews of those shortly. But this is the big boy I wanted to do a review of. So it's the very big firework that NASA built using upgraded shuttle parts, etc. Obviously the SRBs are extended versions of ones they used, and that's basically a main fuel tank from the space shuttle, and that bit's from Airbus, and the bit at the front is the Orion craft is the bit underneath the launchable tower. This is a gift set, and it's 1/44 scale, so 10 acrylic paints, 2 brushes, 2 poly cement. I should point out there's no white there because Moz said in his review it's because the kit's white. Now if my kit's not white, I shoot Moz. And we'll have a look around the side. So scat illustration of the actual size of the model. Oops. Obviously beautiful box art of the launch. When I remember watching it, it went up like a rocket. It was an incredible launch to watch. And yes, they blew the doors off the lifts because the blast was so powerful. So yeah, you can see all the bits on there. And then this side has got all your warnings 4 flying hours, cartograph, decals, 20 box design, and what's it, 2025 there. Then on this end, a little bit of history. And then on this end, skill level 3 and the size 682mm width, 120mm. So it's a big rocket. 79 pieces, include 1 marking option. Well, they've only launched 1 so far. Artemis 2 is in preparation, which will be the first manned launch of the Orion spacecraft, because they used it with had a human test subject. Well, not a test subject, but you know what I mean. So we've got 1 bag, 2 bags, massive, thank God it's grey plastic, and oh my god, this huge bag of paints, and a stand in here. Big stand. And a lot of orange and red. Yep. So a lot of paints in there. And then the beautiful destructions. So what I'll do is I'll pause it there and zoom it back in and whatever else. And so I'm not used to doing the kit this big. Well, saying that, I've got the Type 45 to do, so I'll be back in a bit. Yeah, I should just say that the deal that I got is sadly expired, but yeah, it was a good bargain anyway. So the instruction booklet, again, one of the bits of box art. It's alright, that's a stand falling over. Kit number is A50202. We've got those to look at in a minute. Put them over there. Obviously, it is a gift set, so we've got all the instructions there for doing that. They don't mention that about that being a Humbrol 3D printed peg, because if you're a lucky one and got a Humbrol printer, then you can print that like Moz can. Gift set. This English, a bit of history about the. This one has Artemis 1, Artemis 2, Artemis, and now Artemis 3, which is a little bit open to conjecture because they've not made a landing craft yet. Oops. Yeah, little bit of statistics. Core stage, 2 million pounds of thrust, and SRBs, 3.6 million pounds of thrusts. Yeah, mightily impressive for a big firework. Obviously this has the warnings, etc. Oh my god, it's got lots of warnings here. All the assembly icon instructions. Do not glue, optional, and repeat number of times you've got to repeat it, and the colours and blah blah blah. Nose weight, not that you'll need it. Yeah, advice for supervising adults, very important. Safety rules there: keep younger children under the specified age limit and animals away from the activity area. Okay, so I can't let Judo in here because he's 2. Step 1, you've got to basically remove these tabs. 2, putting in the bulkheads. 3, assembling the 2 parts, gluing the 2 parts together. That makes your fueling stage. Obviously making up the main rockets, which are basically they're still reusing the shuttle engines on these ones. Obviously you've got to remove tabs on this piece, glue that bit together, fit that bit on the end, put the gimbal cones on the bottom, and put the engines on the rocket exhaust on the bottom. So you have 4. So show the orientation there. It shows A and B. Got a slight difference on there. Slightly different from that point. And then you've got the, oh, I forgot what it's called now. I think it's the interstage, isn't it? So yeah, obviously the fairing where there would be a lunar lander, for example, or whatever. Fit that part on there. Fit these 2 covers. Obviously there for the pipe work. For the different stages of the bit. So 2 of those pipes on there. Again, fitting more pipe work. Obviously they're showing the details of the how it fits in. Basically, it's Paramjet. It is Paramjet who built this, designed this. So again, this part here, it's 19 stage 19. Then this one is the SRBs. Again, removing the through tabs, fitting in the bulkheads in the SRBs. Obviously rinse and repeat, so it's times 2. Glue it together, tape it, leave it, and then deal with the seam afterwards. Then you're making up the rocket exhausts here. Interesting fact, however, is if the SRBs have been started, they can't abort the launch. But if the rockets are fired, they can. But if they have not fired the SRBs, it's like, I think it's STS-51, which is an early Challenger launch, and the rocket engine shut down before the SRBs started. Otherwise, we could have had an interesting few minutes. This is all the bits for the linkages for that join it to the main fuel tank. there we have it have it going together. And apparently this is a click fit, so you don't need to glue it at this stage. Now this is the part that will be an Artemis. So obviously you're making up the casing, etc. For that, it's A, B and C, so obviously you can't go wrong. Well, famous last words there. Obviously building these bits up. Here. Boom. Launch abort system. That was mad when I watched it launch. Do a test launch with the launch abort stage. So at least they know that works. So again, you've got to glue that together, let it dry, clean up the seam and everything. And this bit looks fun. This is the cryo stage. This is the bit that puts the Artemis on its way to the moon. Building up all these bits. Showing how it's built up. Putting the engine on, the engine bell I should say, and then locating it into place. It locks and loads in there, so job done. And then they show it being put onto the base, so it shows the orientation of the parts. So A, C, B and D. So you can't go wrong with the decals. So let's have a look at the decals. Now these look absolutely gorgeous. Again, bit of damage from being in the packaging. Obviously, if you wonder what these little black and white bits are, they're for filming purposes, for filming reference purposes. Very nice too. Nicely made up there. Let's put them back inside the pages. And then we have upper stage. Again, not many decals on here. Obviously they don't call up the white because it's white, the kit's white. So, but then you've got the choice, you can paint it if you wish. Obviously the core stage and solid rocket boosters. Because these SRBs are slightly taller than the ones that were on the space shuttle. And it's an A, B, C and D there. Matte red, they're calling that matte red brown. I don't look anything like matte red brown that I use, but hey ho. More like an orange. So that's the what's it's looked at. Put those back in the box there. And first up, again, a look at the base. Again, nicely moulded, a little bit of release age on it, no warpage. Again, it has the part on there, C1. So you put the SRBs onto that end, job done. Decal here. That's very nice. It's my first bag of bits. So I shall remove them carefully from the bag like that. Actually, we shall pull out this one, which is the B sprue. Obviously, both sides of the solid rocket booster there, and a few other bits and pieces on here. Again, slide moulding on this, or side moulding I should say. All your big pipe work to deal with for the, not sure, well, that's there for the bit of warp on the sprue, but that's not an issue. Being pulled out, it's big old sprue. The engine, the sides of the SRBs aren't warped, that's the main thing. So that's the B. Again, this is the same. This is a B sprue. Little bit of warpage here. Oh, come on, Airfix. You know better than that. Hopefully it doesn't cause, there's none on the SRBs, but hopefully it doesn't cause any issues with these pipeworks, because pipework is quite critical. All these little bits are fine. Yeah, show you that. Naughty, naughty, catchy monkey. And this is the D sprue. So all the little bits of pipework here. Launch abort stage. Again, nice bits of side mould in there. And all the bits that make up the upper stage. A little bit of a seam line to deal with there. Again, no flash on the parts that I can see. Very nice it is too. And this is the big one. Oh, we have a bit that's about to suicide off it. This is the A sprue, which has a ruddy grey has the tops and the tails of the SRBs, the power unit, propulsion unit for the bottom of the tank. I do believe this has got a texture on it. Oh, that's all right. No, those bits that I said, mate, they've got those location pins, so you can obviously address any issues on those parts. So I'll forgive them for that. But yeah, it's a heavy sprue, this one. A lot of plastic there. Again, a loose part there. One of the bits for the engines. Again, no. This gets really nice. Really nice. That is beautifully done there. I think that bit sits up in the top part somewhere. Lovely jubbly. So that's a quick inbox review of Airfix's new tool space launch system. So thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and bye for now.